Here we go. Talking about events, but not necessarily online events today. We're doing something a little bit different. Just checking my phone is on silent because that's embarrassing when it goes off. Getting ready to rock and or roll. Still dressing to the desk. Counting down. Love it. Final Bizio. Welcome. Hey, we're back today talking about how do we take some of these fantastic things we've got from online events to face-to-face events. I'm Warwick Merry, the sign says it there, triple certified virtual presenter and speaking professional. Hello. Hey, look, you're watching probably because you like online events, virtual events, events in general. Maybe you've got others in your world who like it as well. Why not tag them, share that, get them involved. We love it. Put some plenty of comments. I'm monitoring the comments as we go, so I'd love to hear from you as we're talking. Let's talk events. Here in Australia, we are so fortunate with some good management and some commitment to health and safety that events are coming back. Face-to-face events are coming back. Some of my muso friends are delighted they're getting to perform again. We've had concerts of up to 8,000 or 10,000 people. Sporting events, well, they're always big and huge. But business events are starting to come back as well. There was a conference about the events industry happening in tourism in Melbourne, and that had quite a large number of people attend it. I believe it was in the thousands. So we're getting back to face-to-face events. But there are problems with face-to-face events. And some of those problems have existed BC, before COVID. And some of them can be addressed with some of the issues that we have addressed in online events. So today I wanted to share five different things that I know have been fantastic and useful in virtual events or online events that I think need to be dragged over into face-to-face events as well. These are 5 things that will make your events even better. So let's get into it. Number 1, shorter presentations. Oh my Lord. If I have to sit next to through another 90-minute presentation on some, like they just go on, my attention span is not big enough. I get bored really quick. I will reach for my phone. And it's not just me. There are a lot of people now who, especially younger generations who've been raised with the mobile phone, who are always on their mobile phone. Unless you are doing something to truly engage, you will not get 90 minutes out of them. So I would encourage organisers and speakers, if you're looking at doing an event, don't do 90 minutes. Cut it right back. I like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I wouldn't do an hour. The only reason I do an hour is if you allocate 45 minutes to present and you had an extra 15 minutes up your sleeve. But seriously, 30 to 45 minutes is enough. You're far better to leave the audience, the delegates, walking away going, oh, I wish I had more, than being bored off their skull because you decided to go deep into an item. Now, that's for presentations. You will still have workshops that may go deep into the nitty-gritty and really get into some of the detail, but there's going to be a limited number of people who really want to join you on that experience, and they'll typically be hands-on practitioners of whatever your subject matter is. So that's going to be more a workshop. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate your comment, mate. Good to have you here. So step 1, shorter presentations. Really reflect on what do they need to know? What are the key points I want them to walk away with? And how can I do that rather than get lost in a meandering journey? Number 2, more interaction with the presenter. What I think a lot of people have really enjoyed is that it's not just the presenter, when they're virtually, they don't just dump information. There is an ability to interact. So often the good presenters, what they'll do is create a presentation that gets feedback from the audience so that they can give some input onto a word cloud or a survey or even something just as simple as answering a question in the chat box, so that the presenter can then deviate their presentation depending on the results. Again, this is one of the fundamentals that I believe in, is that our delegates want to be part of the presentation. They don't want to just done to them. They don't want a data dump. So as the presenter, if you are a presenter, if there is a way to encourage that interaction with the delegates to find out more about what do they truly want to know here. So it's about them and not about you. And the third one, which is sort of a bit hand in hand, is make sure there's more interaction between the delegates. You're right, and Alan's a big fan of having more interaction. And I love that interaction with the delegates as well, Alan, as I'm sure you do too. So, and again, people, you don't have to make it complicated. You don't have to have everything set up with complex systems. Sometimes simply encouraging people to talk to each other in the chat box. Let's be honest, if you're face-to-face, you're going to be sitting at the table and you're going to be writing notes and talking to each other as the presenter's going on. Why wouldn't you encourage that? I know some speakers want to shut the chat box down. I'm all for, even if the conversation in the chat box is not about the presentation, it's about that engagement. It's really important for the delegates to connect. And sometimes they're connecting about, they're connecting, talking about some of the content that's being discussed, or talking about some of the issues that they're facing in their organisation. So encouraging that through an event app, through the online chat box, through whatever reason, if they're sitting at tables, giving them an opportunity to interact, before or after a session, just really encourage that. The fourth one is well-facilitated panels. See, I had to really qualify this. They have to be well-facilitated. You can't just have someone going, oh yeah, I can do a panel. They have to be well-facilitated, because too often panel sessions can be a nightmare. There's been many articles written about how they're a bit of a default, because a panel session enables you to get 2 or 3 speakers or sponsors on at once, so you're getting a coverage of perspective. But all too often, we're getting an industry person as the facilitator rather than a professional facilitator. We don't want the same question answered by all 3 or 4 individuals on the panel. We want another question. We've got too little time and too many questions, so get them short, sweet, power-packed, punchy. So if you are going to have panel sessions, get them well facilitated. Naturally, as a professional facilitator myself, I'd encourage getting a professional, but at the very least, have your facilitators trained on how to do panel sessions better. I think it really it makes a big difference. Yeah, look, and there are some comments coming through from Alan and Russell about how panels are great if they're done well, but they can be an absolute train wreck if they're done poorly, and that's so the case. There's so many panel sessions have petered out where no one's interested, and the facilitator can't come up with relevant, concise questions on their own. So that's the fourth one. And the fifth one, it's been quite surprising. This fifth point, I think, has been lurking underneath, but the online experience has really lifted it. And that is actively enjoy yourself. Like, you're allowed to have fun. If you're a presenter, if you're one of the organisers, if you're and I'm not talking about having fun in terms of, yay, it's drinks tonight, or it's a networking session, or have fun during the event. Make your presentation, even if it's a serious topic, make it a bit more fun. One of the joys of virtual events is we've broken down that barrier. We've been able to see a lot of our colleagues and other delegates at events, and so we can see their pet running past in the background. We can see, what posters they've got on their wall. We're finding more about who they are. And I think it's really important to bring your whole self to an event and, really actively enjoy it. So, thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. So, yeah, it really is about how do we bring our whole self there and not try and put on this, I'm a business person, I must do successful businessy things, but actually enjoy the whole experience. So they're just 5 things that I know have worked really, really well in the online event space. So as we go more face-to-face, I'd love to see more of that. So just a refresher, shorter presentations, short, sweet, get to the point, leave your audience wanting more. That's the secret of any, this is how we make trilogies of films. We sort of leave a few things lingering so we can come back to the next one. So why wouldn't you do the same to make yourself more in demand? So shorter presentations, more interaction with the presenter. Make the presenter work harder. Make it so I want it to be a flexible presentation. So depending on what the audience wants, can make it go where it goes. Ask for more from your presenters. Really push them. You're paying them enough money, or they're industry experts. They should know what they're talking about. Push them. Sorry that for the presenters, you're going to get pushed now. And more interaction with your delegates so that they can, actually interact with each other. Really encourage that. Have a session that's built around that. And not just, 2-minute networking, here we go. But actually, give them the opportunity. And then well-facilitated panels. Do it right or don't do it. It's that simple. And then actively enjoy yourself. Thanks, Evie and Marika. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's, as Marika said, it's really good to be able to ask the presenter questions live on stage as you go and really sort of flick them. So, and Russell's making a comment that he's been Russell's an excellent presenter and been doing a lot of online work, and doing a face-to-face last week has found out that his online training has actually lifted his face-to-face skills. Who knew that there was a crossover? So get it right, get it done, make it happen. If you want a few more tips, hey, why not check out, I've got 7 keys to be an online presenter pro. It's a freebie. Check it out, download it. I'll be back here again the same time next week. I'm here every Monday, actually, except it's a Thursday. Well, in my country, it's Thursday. In other countries, it could be Monday. Back here every Thursday at 9 a.m, where I talk about some element of online events or hybrids, or just events in general, but it's online events. So have a look at onlinepresenterpro.com, get 7 keys, and you can get the 7 keys to better online presenting. Thank you so much for being here. Evie does make it fun. You do make it fun, Evie, and that's what I love about your presenting. It's superb. Thanks for being here. This has been Warwick Merry, the online presenter dude, for want of a more technical term. I haven't come up with an official title yet. Give me one. It's good. Thanks, Evie. Evie's enjoying my book. Yay. And thank you for doing the unboxing video. That was so cool to see that. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm keeping it short. I'm following my own skill, my own recommendation. Keep it short. That's what I've done. Thanks for being here. I look forward to your company next time. Ta-ra. And then I'll hang around for a little bit, because some of the streaming services drop really, really quickly. So I find if I do my end of the stream dance, gives it enough time. Yeah.